Say hi to mom and dad.
Hi, Mom.
Modeling linear functions. So here are some tips. When you are working with word problems, okay, then you might want to highlight the question. What is it that the question, what is it the problem's trying to ask? You want to highlight that. You also want to highlight the important numbers, okay? Highlight keywords. Now, you are going to need to define your variables. If you just start out using the variables right away, I don't know what you're using it for. So make sure you let me know what the variable stands. Use variables, numbers, and any other information to normally write an equation. An equation means it's an equal sign in there. Yes or no? Yes, okay. So an equation, it's equal sign in there somewhere. Because we are only learning about lines, right now we are only going to write equations about line. Then you will at some point, may or may not, need to substitute and solve. Now, always a good idea to go back and check the answer to see it makes sense. So if I ask you, how many students fit in a school bus? Can you have 11 and 3/4 students? No. You're not going to take a student and you know, half of his or her body. So make sure when you're dealing with person or people or animals, things like that, you round to whole numbers. Any questions? All right, let's dive straight into example uno. Example 1. Okay. The office manager of a small office ordered 140 packs of printer paper based on an average daily use. She knows that the paper will last about 80 days. Do you need me to move up and down? I can move up. Yeah. There you go, man. How many packs of paper should the manager expect to have after part A? I know on your printed notes I spaced it kind of weird. Can you see the next page? It was like A and B. I incorrectly spaced her. So write A 30 days and B 60 days. Okay. So the question is, I'm going to highlight the question. How many packs of papers should the manager expect to have after the 2 parts? Okay. First part is 30 days. The next part is 60 days. All right. So how many packs of paper does she have at the very beginning? 140. How long will it take her to use all of it? 80 days. Okay, so let me ask you this. How many days will it take her to use half? 40 days. Yes or no? Okay. So I don't know anything else. I don't know how much she's going to have left at the end of 30 days, and I don't know how much she's going to have left at the end of 60 days. But I know the half mark. I know she should have about 70 packs of paper at the end of 40 days. Here's the question. At the end of 30 days, should she have more than the half mark or less than the half mark? More. She should have more, right? Because it says, okay? Because remember, 30 days is less than 40. This is asking how much she has left, not how much was used. Does that make sense? She would use less at the end of 30 days. That means the remaining amount should be more. Would you guys agree with that description? Okay? Okay, I know it's so confusing. She would use less in 30 days. Right? That means, but the question is asking how much she has left. Would you agree? Yes or no? So that means if you use less, you should have more remaining. Okay. So I don't know exactly the amount, but should the amount left over after 30 days be more than 70 or less than 70? More. Okay. So I want to establish that understanding. So I will have 140 packs of papers. Okay. I will use all of it up in how many days? 80 days. Okay, so this is all used up. I am trying to solve for x. Where should I put x? What is x? On top. X is the number of packs, what? Used or remaining? Used, because I'm using. I have 140 packs. I use it up in 80 days. So over here, x should be the number of packs, what? Used. Okay, used. All over what? 30 days. All right, back to Algebra 1. How do I solve for x? You're right. All right, help me out. 140 times 30 is what? $4,200 equals 80x. Okay. Next step. What are you going to do? Great. X is 52.5. Now in papers, can I have half a stack? Packs used. Okay. 52.5. Thank you. Okay, so x is 52.5 packs used. But is that what we're seeking? No, I'm actually looking for what?
How much is left?
How much is left? How do I do that?
Subtract.
Subtract from what?
80 minus 50.
140 packs of paper. Take away the amount used will give me a total of 87.5 packs of paper remaining. I'm going to pause right there. Would you guys agree? Is that more than the 70 mark, as we said earlier? Yes. Why don't you try 60 days on your own, and we'll come back together to compare.
Calculator question. How do you get rid of that?
Okay, why don't you go ahead and second quit, and then reset, quit.
Oh.
Okay, now reset your calculator. So second plus sign, and then reset.
Where's that? Oh, shoot.
Go all the way down.
They didn't teach us how to do that.
That's okay. I'm teaching you. So okay, go all the way down to 7.
Oh, like this.
Hit enter, and then hit number 1. Yep, and then 2. Reset. Go down. Perfect. Now it's a brand new calculator. Once you have an answer, can you turn to your shoulder partner and compare? My set of twins back there, talk to one another. Should your answer be more or less than 70? Less, okay. So you guys set it up the same way? 140 over 80 is what's used, okay. X is number of packs used over today is 60. What's 140 times 60? 8,400, thank you. Okay, so 8,400 equals 80x. Divide both sides by 80. So x is the amount used. How much it was used? 105 packs. Okay, so I need to find what was remaining. So 140 take away 105 equals 35 packs remaining. Okay. Bless you. Bless you. That is one way to solve a linear system. Okay. Why am I saying linear system? It doesn't look like lines. It doesn't look like an equation of line at all.
Because it doesn't really grow over time or shrink over time. It kind of stays as it's calculable.
The proportion?
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, when I cross multiply, can you see when I cross multiply, I get this guy right here? Right? So technically, isn't that the slope? Is that okay? Is that in front of x? Yeah, the reason this is linear because look at what power is this x thing right here. What power is that x variable? 1. The power is 1. Anytime you have a power of 1 in the variable, it's always a linear. Later we'll have power of 2. Anybody ever seen that x squared? That's a quadratic. It's like a U shape. Okay. So today we're just going to learn power 1 right now, which is linear. Okay. So even though it's a proportion, it's still linear. Okay. It's a weekend, and it's your birthday. You get to go see a movie. Hey, Jamie wants to go to the movies for her birthday. She wants to buy the tickets online. Guess how much tickets cost nowadays for each and every one of you? Oh, that's steep, isn't it? $14.50. You know, boy, it's going to be expensive for you to take on a date. Okay. That's true. Student discount.
I don't even do this. I buy the talks online. I just buy the child one. It's like,
Well, then look at it. No?
they don't pay attention.
Okay. So tickets are $14.50 when you buy online. Well, to avoid the line in the theater, guess how much they charge you for convenience fee? Is it $3 addition to each ticket or $3 total? Total. Okay, and that's very true. $3 total. Question number 1. How many friends can Jamie invite if her mom says she can have $100? Jesus, right. That's a lot of money. Okay, so let's define the variable. What variable are we using today? X. X be what? X be number of people? Number of people to the movies? Yes or no?
Yes.
No people? Okay. X is the number of people. How will you use this variable and the information given to you to write an equation? In this case, we're dealing with linear, so you know it's going to be a line type of equation. So I'm going to say the cost of the movie equals what? $14.50. Okay, what about it?
For one person.
For one person. So what do we do? I want to write an equation. 1450 times x. I don't know how many people, right? Okay. What else?
Plus $3.
Plus $3, a flat fee. I'm going to hold it right there. Would you agree with that equation? Yeah. The $3 is a convenient fee. That means it doesn't matter if you buy 100 tickets or 1. You're still going to pay the same amount, $3. Okay. Part A says, how many friends can Jamie invite if her mom says she can only spend at most $100? What do you do there? Yeah, the cost is $100. Okay. How would you solve for this?
Would you minus 3 and then divide by 4?
You are correct. All right, everyone, minus 3. If you minus 3, it's now 97. If you need to borrow a calculator to calculate the next step, do so. Give me what the calculator sets in terms of decimals, and then we'll find. So x, based on your calculator, what did the calculator say? 6.67? 6.68? 6.9, really, right? Okay, but here we go. X is, what does x represent in this problem? So can I say she can have a total of 6.67 people?
No.
That's not going to make sense. Okay. So how many people total?
6.
Ooh. Remember, she can only have $100. Does she have enough for 7 people? No. So she can only take 6 people. But that's not the question asking either. It says how many friends can she bring? So she can only bring 5 friends because she has to pay for herself as well. It's her birthday. She's not going to be like, oh, friends go. I'm going to stay at home. Here's my money. Okay. So she can bring a total of 5 friends. Jamie can bring an additional, how many friends? 5. An additional 5 friends. Is there another part to this question?
Yes.
Yes. What's the second part say?
How much will Jamie just invite 3 though?
Oh, how much is it going to cost to invite 3 best friends? How many people total? 4. 4 people total. So, work it out. Let me know the total cost for Jamie and her 3 best friends. Don't forget the dollar sign or write dollars after it. So the total cost for she and her three friends are $61. Okay. Questions at all on this one? Don't want some questions? Notice how we solve each question in a different way. Okay. So okay. Am I going too fast? Okay. Here is example. I'm sorry, this is check for you. Can you guys see my typo? It says check for you A, B, and then D. It's really C, obviously. So now this one, let me just lead you guys, and then I'll let you guys, give you guys a few minutes to figure it out. For this one, it says U-Haul truck rental company rents a pickup truck by charging $29 per day plus 20 cents for each mile. Write a linear, any form you choose, okay, so already tells you a linear function, that the variable, they already pick out a variable for you, in this case 2 variables. C stands for cost, and X stands for miles driven. And can you add on daily so it's not too difficult? Okay, I'm only interested in the cost daily, okay. All right, so how about, let me give you 2 minutes to find the answer if you can, write the equation if you can. If you can't do that, then just highlight things that you think is important. Okay. And then we'll come back together after 2 minutes to work it out. So 2 minutes. Kind of think about it, read the question again. If you can solve it all the way, great. If you can highlight the important stuff, great. If you can just write an equation, great. Okay. I want to see how far you can go in that amount of time. Don't forget to use C and X because it's already defined in this problem. It's 1 day, yeah. Because if I assume more than that, it's going to be too difficult right now. So we're going to make it very simple. Linear function, 1 day. So the cost daily. We're just looking for the cost daily. Just 1 day. So highlight important information, underline important information, write an equation if you can, solve all the way if you can. What is the input in this question? What variable, which of the 2 variables is the input? That's input, and then which one's the output? C on the right. Remember, an equation needs an equal sign in there somewhere. So don't forget, if you don't have an equal sign. Okay. So raise your hand if you can share with me your equation. Tyler, what's your equation?
Okay, so my equation has
C
equals $29 plus 20 cents in parentheses.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys agree? Yeah. If you choose to, because some of it are used to writing X in the front, are these 2 identical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. $29 is a fixed cost. Okay. Have you guys seen those truck around? It's like only $29 per day. You guys seen those? Yeah, it's like that. Okay. But then like every mile you drive, they charge you some more. Okay. So what is the cost of renting the truck if the truck is driven 100 miles in that day? What do you do now? Okay. Okay. And then you get $51 evens, yeah? Okay. So the cost to drive the truck in one day, if you drive around for 110 miles, is $51. How far is it from here to San Diego?
40 cents.
40, okay.
Yeah.
So like almost to San Diego and back, about.
Yeah.
So $51. Next, if I only have $200 left in my name, what's the most miles I can drive in that day?
855.
Okay, so you said 855 miles? Let me see, how did you work that out?
I plugged in the $200 for C and then just basically solved for X.
Okay, so this is still X right here?
Yeah, the same equation.
Okay, so you minus 29 from both sides?
And then divided by 0.
So that's going to be 171. And then divide both sides. So X came out to be, someone confirm that because I'm not,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay. And there's no decimals, anything?
No.
No? Oh, look at that. Oh, miles. Last example of today, or last check for you, I should say. This one requires a bit more thinking. Oh.
Oh.
Some of you just told me you guys got a car, so I made this up. Okay. Some of you already have a car. Some of you just told me you got a car. Some of you are about to driving a consumer car. Okay. The annual fixed cost of owning a small sedan car is $1,289, assuming the car is already fully paid. So this cost is actually not including the monthly payments of the car. So what do this cost include? Insurance. What else? Gas. That's right. Okay. It's expensive to own a car. Car washes. You can't have a dirty car. Okay. Okay. So in addition to $1,289, the cost to drive the car is also added 0.55 cents for every mile. This question A says, write a linear equation, any form you choose, and you have to use these variables right here, that relates to cost C and the number of miles X driven annually. All right, give it a try. Give me the equation. If you can finish all the way, go for it, okay? But B and C does require a little bit more thinking. A is straight up, writing that linear equation is just straight up. B and C requires a little bit more thinking. Okay, once you have an equation, can you turn sideways to your shoulder partner and compare? Because if you have the wrong equation, you're going to have the wrong B and C answer. So go ahead, talk it out. Because I'm pulling like a deck of cards if you're not talking to your partner. Just compare A. Do you guys have the same linear equation? If you and your shoulder partner are not confident, turn backwards, turn forward. Jake P., What's your equation?
Of course it is. C equals 0.55x plus 1289.
Is J correct?
Yes.
Very good. Look at that. He answers his own correctness. Okay. This is obviously not really true. You're going to use your car more than just driving to and from school unless you're grounded.
I think that's funny.
If you live 4 miles from school and your parents only allow you to drive to and from school, right? I know. Like I said, it's probably not true unless you're grounded. Okay. How much money is that per year? We are going to assume that you go to school. By the way, we do have 180 days of school. Okay. And we're going to assume that you go to school every single day of that 180 days. Assuming you're not sick, you're not out to do stuff. Okay. So here's my question to you. If you live 4 miles from school, how many miles are you driving total daily? 8. Okay. How many days are you driving a year?
180.
108. Yeah, but I'm not talking about every day. I'm just talking about school days, right? Because you're only allowed to go to school. So if you're driving 8 miles a day, and there's 180 days in a year, how many miles are you driving total?
How many days you driving total?
I'm sorry, how many miles is that per school year?
1,440.
4 miles per one way times 2 equals 8 miles per day. Yes or no? Then I'm going to take 8 miles per day and times that to 180 days will give me 40, thank you, miles per school year. Yes or no? Okay, so my question to you is, how much is this going to cost you just to drive from school and home? Yeah.
$2,091.
$2,091. No cents anything? 81? 81 or 9?
81.
81?
Okay.
No cents? Okay. How did you figure out that, Matt?
Well, I looked through that is 180 days times 2 because you gotta go drive back and forth. Times 55, which is the cents per mile, and then times 4 for the miles you go each way.
Very
And
good.
I added the fixed cost.
So Matt got that. Someone confirm?
Yes.
Matt. Okay, your parents said, you know, I'm so sick of paying you for your expenses. We'll get a job. How much are you earning per week?
$150.
$150 a week. Is that, by the way, is that about right for you?
Yeah.
Well, you more man.
Yeah, more.
Depends where you work.
Yeah.
So, let's just say you don't work that much because you're more academically focused, okay? Whoa. So if you get paid $150 per week, assuming taxes are taken out, how many miles can you drive your car around each week? Assuming you use all of your hard-earned money every week just to drive around town. So, what would you get? Remember, the equation was per year, but this one is asking per week, which is slightly different, isn't it? So how would you attack this?
You would first take the money that you have to pay for your expenses and divide that by how much you're making per week to see how many weeks you would have to pay for to pay off the expenses, which would be like 8.5, but round up to 9 because you need the full week. And then you take the 9 off of the 52 weeks, which would you have 43 weeks left. And so for 43 weeks, you could see how much money you would make, which is $6,450, and then divide it by 0.55, which is how much each mile costs. And then that would get 11,727 miles. And then you divide that by the 43 weeks and 272 miles per week.
Okay.
Now, I mean, she's totally on track. Okay. But I think a lot of you are like, what? Would you agree? There are obviously multiple ways of going about this. You can go a couple of ways. Number one, you can take your $150 per week and multiply to
Well, I divided by 1.5. I got like $70.
oh, okay. To get how many miles you can drive?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys hear what he's saying? He said, well, you know, this is how much money I can have, and I'm going to divide it by 0.55. But what did you do after that? What happened to the $1,289 annually? Did you divide that by 52? Because that has to be divided by 52.
Well, I assumed it was like paid all by like, it's said by the parents. So.
Right. No. The car is already paid off, but the $1,289 was the fixed cost annually, it says. Right? Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. So you can do it two ways. You can find the cost, total cost annually, and then divide it all by what? 52 weeks? Because we're going to assume that there's 52 weeks per year. Because it's only asking how many miles per week. Okay, so let's do that. So we can take what you make, which is $150. We're going to say you're going to consistently work for 52 weeks. So how much is that per year?
7,900
per year. Okay, so that's how much money you can spend annually. Is that understood so far? Yeah. So we're gonna plug that bad boy into here. Okay, and then after we get the total, guess what we're gonna divide by? Divide the whole 52, because I'm only looking per week, the miles I can drive per week. Yes or no? Okay. Okay, so okay, how do we solve x?
You have to subtract
So what's 7,800 minus 1,289?
6,511.
6,511. Divide both sides by a 0.55. This is x per year, by the way, just so you are aware.
11,838.
838 point what, Matt?
18.
18. That's per year. This is miles per year. Now divide that whole shebang by 52 weeks. So on average, how many miles can you drive around if you blow all your money on just driving around?
227.65.
65 miles. Okay. 66, rounding? Yeah. That's a lot of miles to drive around. You can go to San Clemente multiple times for surfing. Okay. I am done lecturing. Why don't you guys take out your homework so I can stand it?